YouTube channel. My name's Jonathan Cordingley, also known as JC La Liga on Twitter, and I'm here to bring you a betting preview of Saturday's La Liga games. Now, I must say, this isn't my favourite round of games, or fixtures if you like. Not easy to make picks in some of the games, but as always, as well as betting tips, and I'm going to try and give you the best advice for you to make a decision if you want to bet on these games. So we'll start off with Villarreal and Eibar, the lunchtime game. Now, Villarreal in the last game, they lost 1-0 away to Las Palmas. If you remember, Villarreal had been in excellent form. I think they'd won 5 of the last 6 games at that point. And I tipped Villarreal draw no bet, and also Villarreal to score 2 team goals or more. Now, they had a player sent off early on. They did concede prior to that anyway, and it looked like they were going to go 2-0 down. But that was it, basically. They lost 1-0 away to Las Palmas, didn't recover, just sort of damage limitation, if you like. Couldn't score a goal, so very, very disappointing from a betting perspective for me and anybody who took my advice. Now, moving on to Eibar, their last game was a 1-1 home draw with Espanyol. Again, I discussed that in the Espanyol Betis preview on Friday night. Of great disappointment to me because I backed over 2.5 goals, and obviously it ended 1-1. Now, in terms of the last 6 games, so for Villarreal, it's won 4 and lost 2. The defeats to Real Madrid and Las Palmas. And for Eibar, they've won 1, drawn 3, lost 2. A lot of draws, a lot of 1-1 draws with Eibar recently. They kind of look like, they've overachieved, maybe run out of steam, if you like, sort of slowing down a bit. It's got to be close to season over for them. Because what happens in Spanish football, and I can't be sure of this, but from my experience, what generally happens, you get to like March, April, teams that think they're safe from relegation decide they don't put as much effort in, simple as that. But not 100% sure whether or not that is the case with Eibar, and more than likely we're going to find out on Saturday afternoon. So in terms of home form for Villarreal, 1-2, drawn 1, lost 3. Looks a lot worse than it is because he had an absolute hammering by Roma in the Europa League. They are better at home than those statistics suggest, for sure. Now, in terms of Eibar's away form, 1-2, drawn 2, lost 2 in the last 6, so very hit and miss. Now, moving on to the goals markets, we've got 2 of the last 6 Villarreal games over 2.5, 2 of the last 6 both to score. For Eibar, it's better. 3 of the last 6 over and 4 of the last 6 both to score. I think including 4 straight both to scores for Eibar. I've made a note here. Whereas Villarreal's home form is 2 out of 6 over, 2 out of 6 both to score. So as I've just mentioned, obviously a lot more impressive on Eibar's side. Villarreal, very, very good defence. But they do miss a goalkeeper this weekend, Asensio. He's out injured. Victor Ruiz, the defender, is also suspended. So they've got problems in defence, which might lead to Eibar scoring. Now, you would expect Villarreal to win this game, but head-to-head, 4 of the last 5 have seen both teams score. And again, Eibar's got a good record for both teams to score. What I'm thinking here is 2 angles. Villarreal to score over 1.5 team goals, which is evens, and that's what I've gone for, or both teams to score, which is 4 to 5. So both teams to score does look a good bet. 4 out of 5 head-to-head have come in between these 2 teams, and obviously it's 4 straight of Eibar both to score. But Villarreal's, a good defence, like I say. I think it probably will be a both to score, but because Villarreal to score over 1.5 team goals let me down last time, I've gone for that at even money. So even if Eibar score, maybe Villarreal could win 2-1. That would be ideal, but it's up to you. I don't think, like a lot of the games today, it's not a perfect pick. There just isn't a perfect pick in a lot of these games. So Villarreal to score 2 team goals for me, which you've done in 3 of the last 6 games and 3 of the last 6 home games. So, pardon me, too much of a Lucasade again. So really, it's about bang on. Really, you could say that if Villarreal have scored 2 goals or more in 3 of the last 6 games, then evens is about the right price. So not really any value, but that is a pick I like. The alternative is both to score. So that's about 4 to 5. Anyway, moving on to the next game, which is Osasuna against Athletic Bilbao. Osasuna, as we know, terrible, terrible team. Concede a lot of goals. The last game was a 2-0 away loss to Betis, which I discussed in the Friday night preview. So Osasuna played pretty well to begin with. Had a lot of chances, couldn't take them. Betis led 2-0 at half-time. That was all she wrote. Now, in terms of Athletic Bilbao's last game, 2-1 home loss to Real Madrid. Exactly as expected. Both teams to score and over was a bet. It's not a given that Madrid win, but they did. In terms of the last 6 games, now Osasuna's last 6 is draw 1, loss 5. They did draw 1-1 at home to Eibar. Surprise, surprise, I had over 2.5. And the last 6 games of Athletic Bilbao are 1-3, loss 3. Now, in terms of home form, drawn 3, lost 2 for Osasuna. Athletic Bilbao's away form's pretty bad, though. It's got to be said. I mean, they've won one, drawn one, lost four. Now, they've only just started scoring. They scored twice away to La Real Sociedad in the Basque Derby, but prior to that, they didn't score in, four away games, something like that. It's notable. Apologies, I don't have the exact number. 3, 4 or 5 games. Definitely a few games. Yeah, at least 4, I'd say. Now, in terms of the over-under, last 6 over, 4 out of 6 for Osasuna, 3 out of 6 both to score. For Athletic Bilbao, it's 2 out of 6 on both counts. Home over-under, 4 out of 6 for Osasuna, and 6 out of 6 on the both to score. So 4 out of 6 over, 6 out of 6 both to score. Athletic Bilbao away, only 1 out of 6 over, and 0 out of 6 both to score. So they're difficult. What I'd like in this game is Athletic Bilbao to score over 1.5 team goals. They should win the game, I expect they will, but the win price is like 4 to 7, 8 to 13. Utter crap for a side like Athletic Bilbao. And this is a derby of sorts, if you like, they're close to each other. But for a side that's like won one of the last 6 away games, 4 to 7 is a bad price. It's not the right price to me. Now, if you might have information on this, I don't know who the referee is for this game. I need some... to be honest, I need a good list of referees, and I need to know where to find this information out. But some of the referees I know, and I just know they're card happy. I'm not sure. So if you've got any information about this, it might be an option for cards. Basically, I don't have a standout pick on this game, I'm afraid. Like I said, as much about advice as tips is my service. So I expect Athletic Bilbao to win, but to score 2 team goals is only 4 to 6. It's a rubbish price. It might be a both to score. But I'm not convinced Osasuna will score. So I'm afraid no tip in this game. If you absolutely must, then, something like Athletic Bilbao half-time, full-time. Or, you could take them to score 2 goals or more at 4 to 6. Up to you, but unfortunately it's just not a perfect angle in that one. Well, it's not a really good one. A notable one, even. Moving on to Real Sociedad against Leganes. Tripped myself up there, but there's no re-recording with this stuff. Got to get it done. Their last game was a 1-0 loss away to Alaves in a Basque Derby game of sorts. So, disappointing result for La Real. They've been pretty poor form recently. They haven't actually scored in the last 2 games. Their last 6, for Leganes, 0-0 draw at home to Malaga. I've got to be honest, I didn't watch that one in its entirety. I was a bit nonplussed with it, but pretty boring game. Malaga were pretty poor. Both were pretty poor, really. In terms of last 6 Real Sociedad games, 1-2, drawn 1, lost 3. In terms of last 6 Leganes games, 1-2, drawn 2, lost 2. So, they lose as many as they draw as they win. Now, home form, 1-2, drawn 1, lost 3 for Real Sociedad. Away form, drawn 2, lost 4 for Leganes. Now, in terms of the over goals, 2 of the last 6 over for Real Sociedad, 2 of the last 6 both to score. For Leganes, it's exactly the same, 2 out of 6 and 2 out of 6. In terms of last 6 home games for Real Sociedad, over and both to score, 2 out of 6 and 2 out of 6. Last 6 away over for Leganes, 2 out of 6, both to score, 3 out of 6. So I think, pardon me, Vela's missing, Yaramendi's missing. They're missing a few players in this game, Real Sociedad. They should still have enough to win. William Jose, the striker, is back from injury and should start. But yeah, they're missing a central midfield player. Yaramendi is a creator, a centre-back as well, and Carlos Vela. Vela, of course, a bit patchy in the last year or so, we could say. Basically, I like under 2.5 goals in this, I think, but the price is rubbish, so it's not doable, because if you think about it, over in 2 out of 6, 2 out of 6, all across the board, everything you can think about, home form, away form, this team, that team, everything is under 50%, but under 2.5 goals is 4 to 7, both to score no is 8 to 13, so I don't have great confidence in this bet. But again, I'm trying to make a pick for you. I think the price is good. Real Sociedad, they haven't scored in either 2 or 3 games. I don't have it in front of me. To be quite honest, with these Saturday's games, I've been thinking about them for days, thinking, oh God, new channel. I need to have picks for everything. But you just, sometimes the fixtures are not kind, and this is one of those. So, up to you if you want to take this one. My pick is Real Sociedad to win at 5 to 6. The reasoning for not betting on them is like Leganes obviously drew away to Sevilla a couple of weeks ago. Real Sociedad haven't scored in either 2 or 3 games. They're not looking great. They're missing players. but it's a home game against a lesser team. 5 to 6 is a good price, I think. So again, 6, 7 out of 10 confidence on this one. If you want to bet, Real Sociedad is a pick at 5 to 6. Now moving on, the next game, Malaga and Atletico Madrid. Another one that's not easy. I'll tell you why shortly, but we'll go through the last game. So Malaga's last game, 0-0 draw away to Leganes. First point for new coach Michel. Again, didn't watch it in its entirety. I can't watch everything. And for Atletico, 3-1 home defeat of Sevilla. In that game, I said I liked Atletico to win, minus 0.75. But I said the under was a decent option as well, and obviously it wasn't under. But Atletico did win. Now, in terms of the last 6 for Malaga, it's 1-1 drawn, 1 lost, 4. For Atletico, it is, well, I've confused myself here. I've written 1-4 drawn, 2 lost, 1, which would make up 7. So not very bright there, Jonathan, but never mind. Now, in terms of the home and away form, so for Malaga, home form is 1-1 and lost 5. For Atletico Madrid, it's 1-3, drawn 3. This does also include Champions League fixtures, things like that. So Atletico's a little bit muddied, you can say. Now, in terms of the over goals here, so 4 of Malaga's last 6 over, 3 out of 6 both to score, so average on the both to score, or 50% just above on the over. For Atletico Madrid, it's 3 out of 6 over, 3 out of 6 both to score, so, you know, you would say, like, the price on the over is 5 to 4, which does offer a slight bit of value. I'm not sure Malaga's going to score in this game, though, to be honest with you. I think Malaga, the coach Michel, is going to go out all ultra defensive, and they'll try and hold Atletico. And from what I was alluding to a couple of minutes ago, basically this is not an easy ground for Atletico Madrid. I myself went a few years ago when William Hill started sponsoring Malaga, and they lost 3-0 to Atletico. I remember telling a young lady, an Australian lady actually, I think she was going out with somebody who was much higher up in the company than me, but she was good fun. I told her Aguero was the best player, and of course Malaga went and won 3-0. But Atletico, they've won only 2 of their last 6 visits to La Rosaleda, which is of course Malaga's ground. So it's not an ideal ground for them. But anyway, for home over and under, last 6 over, 4 out of 6 for Malaga, 4 out of 6 both to score. For Atletico, it's 2 out of 6 over and 4 out of 6 both to score. Head-to-head, 4 out of 6 both to score and 3 out of 6 over. Again, this is a warning sign sort of thing. You know, well, basically, it's like a Real Sociedad game. I think a price is good enough to tempt you in, or to tempt somebody in who wants to bet in this game. So I think Atletico Madrid are 4 to 5 at best to win this game. That's a price with good reason, because people who know what they're doing know that it's a shaky ground for Atletico Madrid. That said, if I'm going to make a pick in this game, and again, it's no 5-star bets on Saturday, it's going to be Atletico to win at 4 to 5 because it's a good price. I should think that whilst it's a dodgy ground for them, that they can weather the storm against Michel's sort of fairly defensive tactics, and eventually probably win 1-0 through Griezmann or something like that. So entirely up to you, but Atletico Madrid at 4 to 5 is a pick based purely, pardon me, on their price. So keep that in mind. I do believe that's it. I've gone through all the games now for Saturday. So we'll give you a quick recap then. So Villarreal and Eibar, I've gone for over 1.5 Villarreal goals at evens. Both to score is the alternative if you prefer one at 4 to 5. In Osasuna Athletic, we're expecting an away win, but the price isn't good on that. So I can't even really make a pick on this. Well, I like over 1.5 Athletic team goals. If I can make a pick, I'll make a pick, but I don't see anything good on this one. Maybe you can bet in play, but we're going to have a little accumulator for Saturday and one for Sunday as well, and over 1.5 Athletic team goals is going in Saturday's Zaka. So in a way, I am betting on it. Real Sociedad Leganes. Real Sociedad not scored in a few games, missing a few players, but with home advantage, 5 to 6 a good price. So my pick is Real Sociedad. And Atletico playing a dodgy ground at Malaga, but the price is good, so I think that's the pick if you want. So Villarreal to score 2 team goals. Nothing in the Osasuna Athletic game, and Real Sociedad and Atletico Madrid to win. So that's it. Thank you for viewing. Obviously, please do like, share and subscribe, and I'll be back with a treble for the weekend soon, and then obviously I'll do like Sunday's picks. Some better games on Sundays for sure anyway. Take care.